Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hey. So, for those of you, thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited. I'm so elated and happy Friday. Welcome to the Women Who Leap Network. Uh, Today, we're going to have an amazing conversation. And let's just go ahead and get started because we know that time is money and money is time. But more importantly, we definitely understand that the goal here is to keep it short, to keep it neat, so that you can use a lot of these tips and points on how you can create the life you desire and the freedom you want. All right. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Uche Anye Maple. I provide leadership and professional development consulting to organizations that will help increase employee engagement, job satisfaction, and retention. I'm also the founder of the Women Who Leap community, and our mission is to reach one, teach one about leveraging your gifts, abilities, and the knowledge to gain financial independence and overall well being. So, first and foremost, get the housekeeping out of the way here. I want to invite you to attend our masterclass that's coming up on April 26th. The link is in the comments field. Please be sure to join us. And what we're going to be talking about in there is how to confidently leverage your knowledge, your skills, and ability so that you can now have options in your life and live the life you want on your terms. Yes? Yes, yes. So please let me know where you're coming from. Let me know what state you're representing. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to put that in comments because we do respond to each and every one of them. Uh, the goal here is really to make sure that you have opportunities to live the life you want and the freedom that you desire. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So today, what we're going to talk about is yes, on Wednesday, we talked about, what are some must haves when you're doing a startup. And one of the things we talked about is really how you're differentiating yourself in the marketplace. And one not wow, now that you having a hard time speaking. Now that you have decided the problem space you're going to be in, it's really important on how you decide on how you differentiate yourself from everyone else. This is a time where you can be so different that it's amazing, right? So, what we're going to do today, I'm going to point out 3 points on why a clear value proposition is critical to any business. So, I was watching the history of the startup of YouTube, and I've never done this before. Like, it was so good. And for those of you who don't know, such an amazing story. It was actually very interesting. Now I understand when people say that your super friends are in the same environment as you, that is absolutely true. Always take stock of who, when you are working with a group of people, if you're in school together, if you're working in teams, take stock of what makes you unique and how and why you're able to, like, how you guys able to like piggyback off each other and be creative and innovative and have the highest level of performance. Because typically, if you can find people like that, you are going to be creating some things that is going to be life changing and that's going to disrupt whatever industry you're focused in and put it on its back. So that's just some food for thought. Your super friends are always in the same environment as you. So when I was listening to the story, they were talking about how all the three founders, they worked for a well-known e-commerce company that facilitate payments online, and how they decided that they were going to transition out of that and really start building this space of where you could upload video content. And based on the history of this story, they really were just talking about how they wanted to create some type of maybe dating video site, or people just start, just how to communicate, right? um and they were realizing no one was biting it. So, one of the founders just started uploading video of day in a life and things that they were doing and airplanes and lifts, and um and they were coming a lot of challenges. They were being discouraged because when people will upload it, one, you got to have more bandwidth. Two, The picture needed to be clear or three the different formats that video was coming in during that time. That's around 2005. And what they realized is they were as technology kept evolving, they were finding new and inventive ways on how to have an interface where when people upload different video content, this particular interface will convert it to something that was more applicable to the platform. So it didn't matter what type of video it was, the type it was, they were able to convert it into the type of content that needed to be on YouTube. And the story itself was actually pretty cool because it talked about how they were getting frustrated, how they were in challenges, how they were just, trying to bring people on without having the capital to do it, until one of the founders met somebody who knew somebody, and they were able to get in contact with a person. And you can read the story all online, who was part of a venture capitalist firm. And according to the story, it said that they sent this particular person a link because he had a lot of videos that he had taken in the event, and he wanted to be able to distribute it where a lot of people can, family members can see it. And they sent him the link, he uploaded it, and he actually saw the vision of what that particular platform can do. And they actually got their first funding for $3.2 million. And from there, as they say, the rest is history. And my point to everyone here is that when you are embarking on a new idea, on a new startup, and you're like, I want to be an entrepreneur, you want to make sure that you find a way to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. Yes. So the first thing is that you want to be different from your competitors. You want to make sure that your value proposition is so different that it sets you apart from the competition, because you are offering unique things to your clients. You are offering unique features, unique capabilities, something that's going to make their life better, exciting, where they feel great. You want to make sure that it is different, because it helps potential customers understand what sets you apart and why they should choose your product and service over the majority that's out there on the market. There are a lot of video platforms where you can upload video, but what made YouTube different then, and what's making them even different now? That they're the largest one where people are like, hey, let's just upload it on YouTube, and you're just able to put out so much video content. The question is for you, well, how are you standing out, and what makes you different from your competitors? What ideas are you doing? Are you going to talk to people to understand their needs? I talked about this on Wednesday. Or are you in a box where you are creating something based on your limited vision and view? You got to get out there and talk to people so that you can understand their problems. And you need to be in an environment where you can see them and talk to them to understand their problems. So that's the first key point. Differentiate yourself from your competitors. Okay. So the second thing is, and I talked about how they were able to attract an investor who gave them their first initial funding, because the investor actually experienced their product. How are people experiencing you? If you want to attract investors, that could be family members, that can be venture capitalists, angel investors. How are they going to experience your product? Because now they're like, yep, that's who I want to invest in, right? Because you want to make sure that it has a clear value proposition that is attractive to people who want to invest in you, who are looking to invest in startups with a clear vision and unique proposition. How do you stand out? You want them to be able to easily and clearly understand what your startup does and how it's different from competitors, so that they can most likely see the potential for success and invest in your business. This is not any different than when we're applying for grants, right? So as an example, there's so many grants out there, especially for women of color, African Americans, and a plethora of them. And when you're putting your stuff in there, because you're applying for it, it's a lot of other people that's applying for it as well. So how are you writing what they're going to experience? What are you doing that's different? How they going to experience what you say you need the money for? You need to make sure that what you're offering is attractive so that you can get more capital and funding where you can get high, you can attract more clients, more top talent that can take just your vision and take it to the next level. The third thing is that you want to make sure that the third key point is you want to make sure that you have customer engagement and retention. As a result of having customer engagement and retention, it is important that you have a clear value proposition that's going to help your startup engage with customers and retain them over time. How many times have each of you seen all these new apps or new products that's coming into the market and they get your attention and then all of a sudden it's just like, it goes away, right? You want to make sure that what you are offering, you have an idea of how you're going to keep them engaged and how you're going to continue to retain them. Because what we don't want end up happening is every month, if you're trying to get new clients all the time, that's not a sustainable business model. You should be attracting new people all the time, but the goal is to continue to retain the ones that you have, where it's just a continuous process. When your clients and customers understand what your startup does and how it can solve their problems to meet their needs, they're more likely to choose your product or service and continue to use it in the future. We know that as technology has changed, that when they first came out, right, it was a prototype, proof of concept, but it was out in the market, but they were constantly tweaking it, right? That's why you got software upgrades. That's why they had patches and you have to like get your phone and get the latest brand new software. Because after a while, it started evolving and changing. It added new capabilities and features, and it just made your life so much easier. I never would have thought that the simple phone in itself is a phone where I'll be able to um, do my presentations on my phone. Um, I can now talk. I can now FaceTime people. I now can have engaging conversations. Like it's more than just a product that I can talk to. It's a product now that helps me in every facet of my life. And what has happened is that over time, they developed it into something that we needed. That now instead of wanting it, like now I can't do anything without it. And that's how you need to think about your product is that as it's evolving, how are you going to continue to attract, continue the engagement, and then continue to retain them so that they can continue to use your product over and over again. So, in general, you want to make sure that you do have a clear value proposition because it is absolutely essential for you to differentiate yourself from your competitors. It allows you to attract potential investors and it helps you to engage and retain potential customers. It helps define what makes your product unique and it sets the foundation for your startup success. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Okay. So until next time, my name is Uche Maple. And again, I want to invite you to join me for the amazing masterclass that's not going to just help or change how you do your startups, but it's actually going to be the gas and what you need to push yourself in a positive way so that you can begin to get the freedom you want and the life that you desire. And above all, keep moving, keep striving, and keep breaking boundaries. I'm Uche Maple, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, bye.